Hey there! Back again with some more Minecraft today, and we're up high again. High up above the world, and that's because I've been doing a little work since last time. So I figured we'd start by really taking a look at it. See down there? The whole tree there. There's not really a good way up there, so the way to get up currently is to use the elytra to basically jump from here and then land over there. So let's see if we can do that. We're just going to fly over. Just do a little bit of a circular motion there. And then we're going to go down through the nose here. Just because then we can patch it up from the inside. So, oops, let's put this on our bar. So yeah, everything on the outside is of course done. We've already seen that. But, well, we still have some stuff on the inside, so let's do this, a little bit, do that, and then what we need is we need to see the top of this one, and I think we can just barely see it. There we go. So yeah, you can see in here everything is cleaned up, it looks like, right? And it actually is. I have gone through and removed all the blocks from the inside, and you're going to find that completely insane because we're basically going to replace them again. That's basically what we're going to be doing in this episode. But we're going to start from the bottom. However, I wanted to basically start from up here just so you can see the different things. And then while we're doing that, we're going to talk about where we left off last episode because well, where we left off was that I, oops, let's see if we can do this. Ah, bugger, didn't make that one. But we can do this and that. Because where we left off last time was, well, I talked about that I had a great weekend because I had, you can see here, this here is going into a branch, so it gets too shallow or too small to pass through, so therefore I left the, what is it called, the purple there, but that's basically going to be covered up here with more purple. So yeah, I went to, what is it called, I went to the piercer last Friday and got my ears pierced, and that made me very happy, made a very happy weekend, so that was very, very nice. However, the Monday, of course, if you have a great weekend, you have to pay for it, right? So Monday was pretty damn horrible, to say the least. A few people can attest to that because they actually experienced, like, partial breakdown. So yeah, basically what happened is my boss decided to show up at the lunch hour. I usually go an hour after everyone else, partially because they want to talk about Game of Thrones, and partially because I don't really share any interest with them, so it feels like a little bit of a waste of time. So I want to instead go and actually spend time with people that I share something with. So yeah, let's see here. We're going to start at this level here, I think, and then we're basically going to take the bottom at another time, probably off camera. Just go around like this, take that there, this here, basically cover up all of it one by one. So we'll go there, here, over here. So yeah, he came in, and what he wanted to say is whether or not, or rather ask about, is whether or not I could go to site here on Monday, basically, so that I could be there Monday. And what he wanted was basically me going and then basically staying until Wednesday the week after, well, that's not really possible, because I have a psychologist appointment next week, which is Monday, so I need to be home by Monday. So basically that turned out to be the deal. I need to be home, so yeah, fix me some there, but in the end I have to go. So yeah, I'll be going to site next week. I won't say I'm happy about it, and I don't think that it is too much to ask to say that you're allowed to not feel happy about being forced to go to site. So yeah, but it does come with some benefits, which I will get into. But first, let's talk about the whole thing. So yeah, the problem is I'll be going, first of all, what is it called? I'll be going Monday to, or rather Sunday to Sunday. So because of that, well, yes, you might have guessed it, it's going to be pretty damn hard to make my usual Friday stream. That's going to suck. But, I mean, I'd survive it. It just wouldn't be so nice to basically miss the first stream in 48 weeks because of going to site. But granted, it's better to like miss it because of work than miss it because of basically laziness. So yeah, that is going to be up, and well, other than that, we have let's go back a little bit. Other than that, we have let's put some there, put some there, just get some light in there. Other than that, well, it was still uncertain on Monday, basically just hearing, am I willing, quote unquote, to go? Basically that means you're going, but yeah, you know, work. So yeah, there was not really a whole lot of other people. There was basically one other person that could go, but he apparently wants to travel less, it sounds like. So that left me and one other that was basically reserved for another site. So yeah, in the end I had to do it. So yeah. But because of all this, it made me very stressed. I have some anxiety problems. Basically, what it is I get very nervous when it comes to traveling, and I don't know where it came from. I've always been a little nervous, but it's sort of grown a lot over the past time here, and it's most when I am flying, and it's not because I'm scared of flying, but it just comes out there especially. And the issue is that, well, whoops, it's going to happen a lot. The issue is that it makes me really physically uncomfortable and actually makes me feel sick. And because of this news, I was basically useless the rest of the day. I didn't do much work after that, let's just say that. Basically, the extent of my work after I got those news was I went to the printer and pressed print on something I already placed there to be printed. So yeah, not a specifically good day. So yeah, let's do this. It's gonna be a little easier. Put that there, go up a little bit, and then we will go from here. I think we'll go down one and grab that one. So yeah, with that, I Like, I had a knot in my chest and I wanted to cry, and it was generally not a very pleasant time. Stayed the rest of the day at work, but I certainly didn't want to. But on top of that, on the way home from work, I got even more upset because I heard talk, or rather, I totally did not hear one of my co-workers tell me about that they are planning an extended site thing in the near future. And here's the thing, I can't do that. They know that. Basically, what it is with my hospital and psychology visits, I can't really travel because in order to travel, I would have to be able to be away for a while. But with those things, well, they can change on the date that you're basically going. Like, I have more than a couple of times ended up in a situation where I've been ready to go to the psychologist, and then like 10 o'clock in the morning, like 3 hours before I'm going there, I get a phone call that says, yeah, we have to cancel today. And that's not really something that can work when you have to go home from another country to go to these visits. On top of that, usually, at least before, I didn't know my next psychology visit until the date that I was on this one. So, because of that, well, I'd just be left uncertain until I had already gone, and that's, combined with the other, is not something that is possible to plan around. So, yeah, not really something that'll work. But let's see, let's get all of these in. Get these. So yeah, that can't work, and we basically have a verbal agreement. It's still in my contract, I want to point that out. However, in Denmark, it is such that a verbal agreement is just as valid as a written agreement. The only problem is it's not really that easy to prove a verbal agreement unless you have witnesses, which I do not if they do not intend to basically accept it. So yeah, that could cause some problems, and basically what I foresee is that if they attempt to get me to go to site for an extended period, it's going to end up in a situation where I say hell no, and then I will lose my job. That's it. So, not much I can do there. Let's go from the bottom and up, I think. Okay, let's see here. You need to go, unfortunately. Go. Oops, we need one more in there. That's what she said. So yeah, with that, if they try to force me to go to site, I have to stop them. Because that can't work. I could make it work, but honestly, I don't want to. Because it's going to be a major ass to do it. So, yeah. That is not going to happen. Because, as I already told you, it's going to be very, very unstable time-wise and stuff, so yeah. Not happening. And honestly, my opinion is, if they believe that I'm going to go ahead and agree to this, they're idiots. Because I already told them it's not going to work. So they should be expecting that I'm going to quit if they ask me to do that, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. So yeah, not particularly nice. So, well, with that, I might end up in a situation where I don't have any work, and then I'm stuck, because at the moment I'm basically just going to work to earn money. I do not have any intention of like continuing this way. Basically, the moment that I lose my job, I would just be stuck, unable to figure out what to do, because I'm an engineer, but I'm an engineer that don't want to be an engineer anymore, and that's a problem. So what should I do then? Well, I don't really have any other marketable skills. An engineer is my only real degree. I don't have any art training, even though I have drawn a bit, and honestly my drawing is just hobby based, so I mean my skill is thereafter. Some say I draw well, but in the end I can't live off of it, and even then I would still need a following in order to do it. So that's not really something that can work, and I don't know what to do about it. So if I end up losing my job, what should I do then? I don't really have an alternative. And that of course causes the anxiety to pop up again, because now I am at the prospect of my life might just end here. Because with work ending, me not having an income, basically I'd start tearing into my savings, and honestly, at this point, I really don't want to start looking for work the moment I lose my job this time. I have done that before, and all it has done is making me stressed. I need to get away from it for a bit. So I would basically spend some time on my savings, and I will start depleting them, and then we end up in a situation where sometime I'm gonna need a bunch of money, because otherwise there'll be no knives to put in my body. Basically, surgery. And if I fail that, I fail at life, basically. So if that happens, well, who's to say what my mentality is going to do? I'm going to be in trouble there. So yeah, all in all, I don't know what to do about it, and this whole anxiety thing, it just piled on with all of this, and in the end I just couldn't take it anymore. I started crying, and yeah. So with all of that going on, well, I started basically tearing up at lunch, and continued that until I got home. And when I got home, I ended up sitting and talking here in the server with JT and FrankieStrange, J Toughluff, and FrankieStrange, and they, like, I don't like pushing my problems on others like that, because it's not their problem. But I just couldn't stop talking about it, and it's basically the worries that came up, and I'm very sorry for pushing my worries on you like that, my problems. But I'm happy that you listened. I'm very happy you did. But yeah, the result was that I was crying a lot, and then to make matters quote-unquote worse, at the end of the evening I accidentally put on Skim. I say accidentally because I have it open in my browser, like permanently as a tab, but it doesn't play until I click it, basically. You know how it is in Firefox. So not until I click it will this play, but then you accidentally click it, and you can't stop it, and you have to hear it to the end, and you cry. And yeah, at that point I just broke down. I couldn't take it. I was just crying and crying. It was like one of the most powerful crying sensations I've had. And yeah, at the end of it I was basically just sitting there with my makeup, my mascara just running down my face. And yeah, still have that, like a little bit of leftovers from that actually. There, go here, get that, get these here, that, this, so torch there, okay, of course we're not going to be able to get in there now, so I'll probably just fill that out or something, but I'll go back and do that later. For now we're going to get down here. Go. So yeah, that was basically Monday. Very, very rough day on my emotions, and yeah, that was not easy. So that leads us to Tuesday, and well, I managed Tuesday a little bit better. I stayed a lot more positive. It's Tuesday today, by the way. At this point, I was pretty sure I was gonna have to go. Yesterday was still uncertain, but pretty certain, because of the way they ask, you know, it's gonna happen. But I've basically gotten some good quote-unquote news, because some of my friends from the server, Pi and Random and Lady, they'd all expressed, well, Pi hadn't yet, but I was almost certain that he'd be very interested in the idea, so I basically asked him today, and he was like in on it right away, so that made me happy. And basically what it is at side I'm going to be working from 7 in the morning to 6 in the evening each day, Monday to Friday, and then on Saturday it is usually a little earlier. So that means that like the daytime, that's going to be pretty damn filled up. But in the evening, there's time, and I would really like to meet my friends in real life. I haven't had that opportunity yet, so now, even though it's not the ideal thing, what I really wanted, like what I wanted was to just go on vacation and say, okay, I'm here, come and meet me if you want. But it's something. So there's a very good chance that I'm going to get to see both Pi and the randoms, and I'm really happy about that. So that made it suddenly something positive. We're a little high up now. Start at the bottom. So yeah. So yeah. Got sorted at work. Got my work clothes sorted. I had work clothes basically sorted out, but I was missing work shoes. You need to have steel-tipped shoes in order to be on site. Otherwise, well, safety precautions, you know. Basically not going to be allowed on site unless you have it. So yeah, last time I said I don't want to go to site again unless I get the steel-tipped high heels. And I still maintain that, but I don't think I'm going to get away with it, unfortunately. It's not something they really have in stock. Unfortunately. I really want that. But, yeah, like the reason for that is that, honestly, normal shoes is bloody damn uncomfortable. I don't know how you do it. It's horrible. I highly recommend getting yourself a 3-incher. It's so much better. But yeah, that is not a problem, but that's not going to happen, most likely. So, gonna have to do with what I have, and that's just regular steel-toed shoes, kind of boots. So yeah. But got my clothes sorted, got my general information sorted, got my plane tickets sorted. So basically, well, now you have plane tickets, now you are stuck. It's happening. Yeah. Let's see, can we do this? We can. So yeah, I have my plane tickets now, which means that I am definitely going, unless I can't find my passport, but I'm pretty sure I know where it is. I'm going to find it afterwards here while I'm cooking dinner, that is. Yeah. So all of that was sorted, but I was more positive overall because I knew more of the situation. I'd gotten a little time to basically process the whole thing. And also, I have great friends that is willing to come and give me a hug. I mean, they're going to get one back, a firm one. But yeah, that makes me very happy. And I hope that you'll realise that. So, yeah. Let's see. One of the other reasons why I was more positive is because the plane tickets that I actually got is quite nice. Rather than getting the usual RC trip that is just going to basically totally suck. My trip is going to be from what is it called? It's going to be from Sunday to Sunday. But rather than going on Sunday morning, for instance, and then basically wasting your entire day sitting at the hotel doing nothing because you're just being dropped off without anything, I go there in the evening instead. So I basically arrive right before bedtime. And that's great. Then I don't have to sit around in the hotel doing nothing on my arrival date. And on top of that, the trip home, well, that's going to happen in the middle of the day, so I don't have to get up overly early in order to catch my plane. Was that proper? Yeah, it was. I don't have to get up overly early in order to catch my plane, which is nice. But I still have some of the day left when I get home. So basically, well, I'm going to meet my friends, and I'm probably going to miss the Friday stream, unless Random can pull magic out and make it happen at his place, perhaps. But, yeah, I'm not expecting it to happen like that. But, if I should fail, I should say, at doing the stream on Friday from Random's place, basically the only way that that is going to happen, then I will do a Sunday stream instead when I get home, which will probably be around the normal time. So yeah. I feel this is a little too dark. Don't really hurt to put extra lights in, anyway. So yeah, that good flights and getting to meet friends. So all in all, that is good time. Was that proper? It was. Get that up there. Get some temporary lights in here while we're working in the other spot. And then get it on the other side as well. We could basically work in here first. So, yeah, I might actually get to see my friends. That's gonna make me so happy. I mean, by the time that this episode goes up, I'm probably already home. So, at this point, we probably know what's going to happen. But if so, well, if there wasn't a Friday stream, do drop by for the other one, because that's going to happen soon. So yeah. Let's see, let's put one there, let's put a light here. One there, there. Here. there. Is that right? That was right. Let's put one more up. Do there. Hop down here. One here. There we go. So yeah. So I have the potential to meet all of them. I'm saying the potential, I'm pretty sure it's going to happen, but of course there can always go something wrong. You never know. So hopefully this is going to happen. And basically what I'm hoping is going to happen is that can we reach that one? That's a good question. I think we can. Just about. On shift. Well, we're gonna do this then. There we go. So yeah, I'm going to meet my friends. I'm very happy about that. And well, what I'm hoping is going to happen is that I get to basically meet them one at a time, or rather 2 and then 1. And then also on Sunday, or not Sunday, Saturday, because on Saturday work apparently usually lets out at 1 in the afternoon, which means that almost the entire day is open. And I'd really like if I could basically hang out with all of them on Saturday. That would be so nice. But we're going to have to wait and see what happens. And, well, next week's episode we're going to have to talk about that. But yeah, so all in all, well, generally, you'll already have seen it by now, but generally, if my videos has been a little out of like normal rhythm this week, then you now know why that is. And if you don't, you're probably not following me on Twitter, and I really suggest you do, because a lot of news appears there as well as when I'm releasing new videos. So it's generally a good idea to do. But also, like YouTube every once in a while does the whole cleaning thing. Apparently they just did it not so long ago. And if you get taken in one of those, for instance, if you haven't watched the channel for a while, just because you have been away or whatever, then you're going to lose channels you're not interested in, or you're not interested, that you are interested in. That's going to suck. So if you are interested in following me, I do suggest you follow me there. Just like my videos here, they're not guaranteed to be PG-13 tweets, but well, everyone knows that I'm a bit of a naughty bitch, so yeah, that should be expected, basically. So yeah, but yeah, going to be a little bit nervous about that for a while. Basically, it's the traveling itself that makes me nervous, and I talked with Kitty about it yesterday, and my sister has joked about with it like forever, but that's the first time that Kitty has actually revealed that he actually thinks she's right. And what it is he thinks I might actually, for real, suffer from OCD. I mean, I have my my quirks. I have to pick up dirt when I drop it, for instance, even though it's useless block for most people. And I excuse that sort of thing with being a perfectionist. But then we get to situations where I'm leaving home to go to work and I have to check the door 20 to 30 times and have to walk down the stair in the right way and have to like do 3 grips at the door, then like do my like on my leg, and then after that I turn around and turn back, and that I have to admit that it's a little bit OCD-like. I guess I didn't want to really recognize the problem, but Kitty basically thinks that I might have real OCD, and if that is the case, then that probably explains why I've been experiencing so much anxiety lately, because the worries and stuff basically bleeds in to other things. So if that is the case, I'm definitely going to need help, because eventually, like at the moment, traveling's starting to get so uncomfortable that I honestly think that I'm going to need to start taking medicine at some point to stop flying altogether, otherwise I'm just going to be unable to do it. I'd like to be able to do it. It's not so bad if someone else manages the trip, basically takes care of everything else. It's the same thing with the door. If someone I trust has locked the door, then I can trust that they have locked it properly. But Kitty has done it a couple of times just for the joke of it, but I basically told him to please stop it, because I don't like it, and it's going to make me worse, basically. He did it just as a joke, he doesn't do it anymore, but basically if I am going out the door and you say, "Are you sure you locked it properly?" Well, here we go again, starting over from the top. So yeah, I might actually have a proper problem. But the first step is recognizing it, so maybe by doing that I can sort out some kind of treatment or something. Honestly, don't know what to do about that sort of thing, but yeah. Basically, I had to promise Kitty that after I get back, we are going to try looking for a psychologist, and no getting out of it. I have to contact them when we do find one, and then I have to try and sort this thing out. That scares me too, but I mean, I want to be able to do these things, so I need to. Yeah. So we'll see. Might be that I don't get a diagnosis. Maybe I'm not OCD. Maybe I am. That's going to be scary. But I'll have to wait and see what happens. For now though, I think that it is about time I stop babbling here and basically get done with this. And also make some dinner, because I'm actually quite hungry. And then next time all of this inside will be done. And then basically what we're going for here is a 3-layer design. We have logs on the outside, purple, and then on the inside we have wood as well. But that's not in this phase. This phase is basically taking down the inside and then rebuilding it. And then the next phase is going to consider itself with the surface as well. That's going to be a 2-parter also, because I basically need to... well, basically it's going to take a while to do, first of all. Bugger. So, yeah, that alone makes it a 2-parter. But also, I'm going to need a bunch of leaves. And even for the next phase, I'm nowhere near the amount of leaves I'm going to need. Basically, I've decided I'm going to use every single type of leaves for this build, so it's going to be interesting. And I might have to collect for a while, so we'll see how fast that goes. For now, I'm going to collect a double chest of each leaf, is my plan, and then go forth with that. And we're going to see how that goes. Probably not well enough, but we'll see. But next episode is not going to require leaves, so yeah, that should be sorted out. Whether or not I can actually finish it is uncertain, because because it does require nether business. Kind of leave it at that, but yeah, it requires trips to the nether, but it's going to basically rely on this inside cover here. So what's going to happen? Well, you're going to have to wait and see what comes up. But by the time this episode goes out, there's only 1 week for it, so yeah, soon. For now though, I think it's about time to call this episode off. Go and make some dinner, finish this off, and talk to a random lady and pie about next week. Plan stuff out. So, yeah. Gonna be more time on TeamSpeak with socks on my head. There we go. Just grab the last things here, and then we will call off the episode. So, let's get this off our Thank you very much for watching again. A little bit of a long, babbly episode. I hope it wasn't too bad. I just needed to talk about this a little bit. It is a little rough, but yeah, we'll see how next week goes. Hopefully I get to spend some nice time with my friends and everyone gets hugs. And I actually get to see my friends in real life. They get to see me, this crazy bitch from Denmark. Potentially more crazy than I realised. But we'll have to wait and see what happens, and next week we can talk about it. So, for this week though, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you again in the next episode. For now though, thank you for watching, and bye bye. Bye!